Hey everybody, Sean Bukowski here. Hope you're all having a great week and prepared for, I guess, what's coming early next week. Looks like it's going to be pretty darn cold here in Texas, so stay warm. Want to talk a little bit about something that really took on a new life in the pandemic, and that's force majeure clauses, especially in like commercial leases, for example. They really came to life during that time, and for good reason. I mean, when you look at sort of what the point of a force majeure clause is in general, you can see why during the pandemic they would be extremely important. The point of a majeure clause is when parties to an agreement, something just unforeseen happens that really frustrates the purpose of the agreement, then you have a force majeure clause that can, potentially relieve the parties of their obligations under the agreement. The issue is surrounding that is what qualifies for that, and how do we understand whether things like COVID, like the pandemic, qualify as a force majeure event. And the key to that, really, um, going forward, drafting these clauses is so important, and it's something I really want to focus on in this article and in this video. Is when you're drafting these force majeure clauses, make sure that there's, for one, specificity in those clauses. The more specific about what is included and what's not included you can be, the better. I mean, obviously, you're not going to list everything. I mean, that they're unforeseen for that reason. But as much as you can be specific about it and what is covered, it's going to be super important. And then, the event needs to be unforeseeable and beyond the reasonable control of either party. It's really important for that to be included in there, and then make sure you're defining what happens if if a force majeure event occurs. What are the obligations of the parties once that happens? And in this way, the more specific you can be, the more important it will be when an event happens, and that both the parties can be protected. Honestly, that's what the point of a force majeure clause is going forward. And if there's an event like the pandemic, the parties, if you have a good, well drafted clause, you're going to be able to protect the parties will be protected, and you won't have as much of an issue going forward. Hope you enjoyed that. Please have a great week. Please subscribe to our blog and our podcast and our weekly email. Have a good one.